English 4, Quarter 3, Week 8, Matatag Curriculum. For the content, adjectives, degrees of comparison, and writing sentences for clarity and coherence. Identify the underlined word, whether it is a normal or positive adjective, comparative, or superlative. Number 1. This is the coolest movie I have ever seen. Number 2. Phil played the longest. Number 3. Anita's flowers are smaller than Mary's. Number 4. The suitcase is heavy. Number 5. Your hair is shorter than before. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, S. Number 2, S. Number 3, C. Number 4, N. And number 5, C. For the lesson purpose, our lesson will focus on strengthening your understanding of the previous lesson, the degrees of comparison in adjectives, and in using this as you compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Degrees of comparison in adjectives. Here are some rules to remember when comparing adjectives. When comparing two adjectives, the suffix er is added to regular adjectives to form the comparative degree and est to form the superlative degree. Some adjectives change their spelling when forming their comparative and superlative degrees. Example, for positive degree, sweet, great, white, short. Comparative, sweeter, greater, whiter, shorter. For superlative, sweetest, greatest, whitest, shortest. Another set of examples: brave, tall, hot, big, sad. For comparative, braver, taller, hotter, bigger, sadder. For superlative, bravest, tallest, hottest, biggest, saddest. When the adjective ends in y, the y is replaced with I, and the suffix er and est are added to form the comparative and superlative degrees respectively. Examples for positive: happy, lonely, lively, busy. For comparative, happier, lonelier, livelier, busier. For superlative, happiest, loneliest, liveliest, and busiest. Complete the paragraphs by changing the adjectives in parentheses to their comparative or superlative degrees. Pasalubong ideas. Moron is Tacloban's version of Manila's suman or rice cake. While both are made of sticky rice, coconut, and sugar, Moron is blank, creamy, because it has chocolate or cocoa powder. Cebu's otap and hopia are both referred to as puff pastry. Otap, however, is blank, light than hopia, but hopia is blank, flavorful, than OTAP because of its varied fillings. The Cebuanos are also known for their ampao, or rice puffs, which make for a good snack for light eaters. However, if you want something blank, heavy, and blank crunchy than ampao, then there is no question that the chicharon, pork or beef cracklings would be a blank good choice. The binagol resembles the calamay hati in certain ways. Both are packed inside coconut shells. Both also make use of coconut milk and sugar, but the difference is that the binagol uses shredded gabi or taro and egg, while the calamay hati's main ingredients is the glutinous or sticky rice. Can you guess which of these two is blank, sticky? If you, however, prefer pasalubong that comes in a box or foil and looks blank, traditional, then you should bring home some peanut kisses. These are bite-sized peanut cookies that are shaped just like the chocolate hills. But if you happen to travel blank far than the Visayas and end up in Davao, it is imperative that you bring home some durian products. Although Davao has many pasalubong items, of all its delicacies, its durian products are certainly the blank famous. It is what piaya is to Bacolod and strawberries are to Baguio. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, creamier. 2, lighter. 3, more flavorful. 4, heavier. 5, crunchier. 6, better. 7, stickier. 8, less traditional. 9, farther. 10, most famous. Next is Oslob's Butanding. Have you ever seen whale sharks? Oslob is a town in Cebu which is known for its whale sharks or butanding. In particular, the whale sharks are found in Barangay Tanawan, a coastal municipality within Oslob. Whale sharks are blank smaller than the blue whale, but they are known to be blank friendly. As of 2024, to swim with the whale sharks, Filipino tourists pay 1,000 pesos, while foreign tourists are charged 2,000 pesos. The rate for Filipinos is blank cheaper in order to encourage more Filipinos to support local tourism. Although the rate that foreign tourists pay is blank expensive than the amount charged for Filipinos, they don't mind the cost for as long as they would get the chance to see these gentle giants. Of all of Oslob's tourist attractions, swimming with the Butanding is also the blank famous. For number 11, smaller. Number 12, friendlier. Number 13, cheaper. Number 14, more expensive. Number 15, most famous. Write meaningful sentences using the given adjectives. It is good for 10 to 15 minutes. Here are the adjectives. For number 1, stronger. 2, merrier. Number 3, fewer. Number 4, more populated. Number 5, least crowded. Here are the possible answers. For the word stronger, after months of training, she felt stronger and more confident in her abilities. 2, merrier. The party was much merrier when all of our friends arrived and the music started playing. Number 3, fewer. There are fewer people in the office today because most of the staff are working from home. Number 4, more populated. The city center is much more populated than the outskirts, especially during rush hour. Number 5, least crowded. The park in the early morning is the least crowded, making it the perfect time for a peaceful walk. Activity number 3, title, Good, Better, Best. Materials, worksheets, pen, pictures of objects or products, places, or people, etc. that show comparison, and glue. Instructions. On the space provided, paste your pictures, magazine clippings, or print out of online images or drawings that show comparison between and among objects or products, places or people, and etc. For instance, you may choose pictures comparing 3 kinds of shampoo, 3 celebrities, or 3 cities, etc. Then, using adjectives, write sentences comparing these people or objects or places. Paste your pictures here. How does using degrees of comparison help in relaying the message of an informational text? You're right. Using degrees of comparison helps make the message clearer by showing the differences or similarities between things, making the information easier to understand. For learners' takeaways, recall what you learned from this lesson and fill in the blanks with ideas and information that will complete each statement. You may also use drawings to show your answers. One thing I don't understand or I wish to understand further in the lesson is, one thing I learned in the lesson is. Reflection on learning. Share your reflections on the things that you learned from this lesson. Fill in the table below with the ideas that will complete each statement. Reflection prompts. I am happy that I learned about. What I learned is useful because at home or in my community, I can use what I learned by, and I wish to learn more about. For your formative assessment, you will be divided into groups. Each group will come up with a short informational text responding to this prompt. Why should we be proud of the different delicacies, pasalubong items, and tourist attractions in the Philippines? Apply your learnings in outlining to organize your thoughts. This assessment is good for 20 to 30 minutes. Here is a possible answer. For the title, Why we should be proud of Philippine delicacies, pasalubong, and tourist attractions. The Philippines is a country full of rich culture, vibrant traditions, and beautiful landscapes that make us proud. One of the reasons to take pride in the Philippines is its unique and flavorful delicacies. Filipino foods like halo-halo, lechon, and pancit showcase the diversity of flavors that have been passed down through generations. Along with these delicacies, our pasalubong items such as dried mangoes, buko pie, and taho are perfect examples of Filipino craftsmanship and creativity, making them great souvenirs for visitors. The Philippines is also home to many stunning tourist attractions, including the famous Chocolate Hills, the pristine white sand beaches of Boracay, and the active Taal volcano. These destinations not only draw tourists from all over the world, but also remind us of the natural beauty and the warm hospitality of the Filipino people. With all these wonderful aspects, the Philippines truly stands out as a country to be proud of. Read the following sentences and underline the adjectives and identify the degrees of comparison. Number 1. Ra is taller than Sheldon. Number 2. The little girl is quite brave. Number 3. This chocolate is sweeter than the other one. Number 4. Mr. Ambani is one of the wealthiest men. Number 5. The weather is getting colder these days. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, taller, it is comparative. 2. Brave, positive. 3. Sweeter, comparative. 4. Wealthiest, superlative. 5. Colder, comparative. Encircle the letter of the correct answer. The comparative degree of loud is A. Louder, B. More loud, C. Loudest. Number 2. The comparative degree of spicy is A. Spicier, B. Spicier, C. More spicy. Number 3. The superlative degree of difficult is A. Most difficult, B. More difficult, C. Difficulter. Number 4. When used to compare 3 or more nouns, thin becomes A. Thinner, B. Thinner, C. Thinnest. Number 5. In comparing the distance of two places, the adjective far becomes A. Farther, B. Further, C. Farthest. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, letter A. Number 2, B. Number 3, A. Number 4, C. And number 5 is letter A. Read the following sentences and underline the adjectives and identify the degrees of comparison. Number 1. The boy was the fattest one in the school. Number 2. Bring me the largest bag you have. Number 3. This is the best gift I've received to date. Number 4. The cottage is in the farthest corner of the village. Number 5. May is the hottest month of the year. Here are the correct answers. Number 1, fattest, superlative. 2. Largest, superlative. 3. Best, superlative. 4. Farthest, superlative. 5. Hottest, superlative. Complete the sentences and circle the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. There are blank many boys than girls in Miss Piamonte's class. A. Many. B. More. C. Most. Number 2. Good music makes a party blank lively. A. Livelier. B. Lively. C. Liveliest. Number 3. This green mango is blank sour compared to that tamarind. A. Sour. B. Sourer. C. More sour. Number 4. The blank far you drive, the more places you'll see. A. Farther. B. More far. C. Further. Number 5. Please explain far so that everyone will understand. A. Farther. B. Further. C. More far. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, letter B. Number 2, letter B. 3, C. 4, A. And number 5 is letter B. Go through the following sentences given below and identify the degree of comparison. Number 1. This war is one of the worst wars the world has witnessed. Number 2. Percy Wesley was the eldest of the Wesley brothers. Number 3. Rose is one of the most beautiful flowers in the world. Number 4. I hope you are doing good. 5. Show me the finest silk sari you have. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, superlative. 2, superlative. 3, superlative. 4, positive. 5, superlative. Complete the sentences given below by using the comparative degree of the adjectives in parentheses. Number 1. Mike is blank than Paul. The adjective is strong. Number 2. Today is blank than yesterday. The adjective is hot. Number 3. This apple is blank than the one I ate for breakfast. The adjective is sweet. Number 4. The apple pie is blank than the pumpkin pie. The adjective is delicious. Number 5. The ground behind my house is blank than this one. The adjective is muddy. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, stronger. 2, hotter. 3, sweeter. 4, more delicious. 5, muddier. Complete the sentences and circle the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. According to a study, kids prefer reading online books blank many than print books. A. Many. B. More. C. Most. Number 2. Select the sentence that is correctly written. A. Babies sleep longer than kids. B. Babies sleep more long than kids. C. Babies sleep the longest than kids. Number 3. A. Goliath was stronger among all the Philistines. B. Goliath was the strongest among all the Philistines. C. Goliath was more strong among all the Philistines. Number 4. Select the sentence that is correctly written. A. Keon is the most artistic compared to Ted. B. Keon is much artistic than Ted. C. Keon is more artistic than Ted. Number 5. A. Your second idea is more good than the first. B. Your second idea is most good than the first. C. Your second idea is better than the first. Here are the correct answers for number 1, B, 2, A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, C. Write one sentence about your picture using adjectives in the positive degree. 2 sentences using adjective in the comparative degree, and 2 sentences about your pictures using adjectives in the superlative degree.